Ladies and gentlemen, Garou versus Boros, aka why Boros sucks. Seriously though, Garou vs. Boros is probably the most popular topic in One Punch Man, and even in the author's eyes, this topic is debatable. However, after the recent chapter of One Punch Man dropping, I find this very hard to believe. Firstly, I want to go over Boros and why exactly he's a little overhyped. I'm going to be going over both characters in this video, but we will first start off with Boros. Firstly, let's get this out the way. Saitama was not fazed by Boros at all. He got scratches and was forced to use the serious punch. My brother in Christ, Saitama used a serious punch to stunt on him, rather than needing to rely on it. We even see consecutive normal punches turning this man into Swiss cheese, and Boros for most of the fight gets carried by regen or is just lucky Saitama was not fazed at all. This is important because the only legit arguments you have for Boros are this plus Saitama saying this is almost a real fight plus calling him strong. When in actuality, Saitama wasn't fazed at all, and Boros even knew this himself. So let's please stop trying to scale Boros to Saitama, it's a little disingenuous. Now, let's talk about this new version of Garou. The first thing he does, which is similar to Boros, is blitz Saitama, but the catch here is right after, he goes on to use what is called Saitama mode and clashes with Saitama's consecutive normal punches. Instead of getting pooped on like Boros, he outpaces Saitama in the clash and keeps implying he's on his tier, with Saitama not disagreeing. Now, I know you guys are probably going to be using this statement, however, it is a mistranslation with the actual statement Saitama saying that he promised the kid that he wouldn't get hurt, meaning that Garou is actually pressing Saitama at this point. And Garou is also saying in this fight that he literally copies techniques and just hones them to perfection, which is what he's doing with Saitama. Now, Saitama isn't trying to kill him, but Saitama against Boros was literally doing everything in his power just to be satisfied and failed. Garou goes on to then throw an attack that would be significant damage on the earth if a Graze of the Blast even connects to the ground, and apparently is the largest and most powerful phenomenon in the universe. Which, mind you, Boros' Wincon, aka the Star Cannon, wasn't even considered a phenomenon, and if you want to say it was, Garou's attack scales above it regardless. After Saitama is caught off guard against Boros, he just blitzes him in contrast to Garou, who can keep up with the same Saitama. Also, it should be noted that Saitama at the very least does train and get stronger every day, due to him being able to one-shot himself from yesterday. And the time gap where this takes place is in between the Super Fighter tourney and the Monster Raid, which takes place in between a few months. And no, this scan is in reference to martial arts and not physical stats. Stay mad plus cope. So even if we just compare the fights with Saitama alone, Garou has established way better feats, plus the Garou Saitama fought at the very least would scale above the one who fought Boros. The only thing Boros can do to even have a chance at winning is off-rip going into Meteoric Burst and nuke the planet, which for one, Garou has the speed to just not let this happen. 2, Boros doesn't even do this in character. 3, Garou's Gamma Burst Ray is stronger than his Star Cannon anyway. And for the people in the back, we know Boros' AP is higher than his Dura due to him specifically needing to charge the Meteoric Burst, and he himself normally can't use his energy to his fullest extent. Let's say for the sake of argument, Boros and Garou are relative in strength and speed due to the one statement, even though this applies to the webcomic. What do you say for the immense skill gap between these two, which for Garou allows a much weaker version of Cosmic Fear mode to actually be able to react to Saitama's attacks, plus we see Garou closing the gap of power between opponents with his skill, such as with opponents like Metal Bat, Darkshine, Bug God, etc. So obviously this would apply to someone who's relative to him in that department, and that's giving him the benefit of the doubt. In conclusion, Garou would literally just shit on Boros. I'm sorry. If you guys want me to do more One Punch Man matchups, let me know down in the comments. Subscribe if you are a fan of One Punch Man and would like to see more One Punch Man content in the future, along with hitting the bell icon. And Boros fans, stay mad.